Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. Want to do a video for you guys today on canning potatoes. So my channel has a reference for canning potatoes. Canning potatoes is more of an intermediate style of canning. It is not really a beginning type of canning because of the process that you have to use to can potatoes. I will bend a lot of rules when it comes to canning, but there's one thing that I don't really bend rules on, and that's canning potatoes. There's just some different things that I like to follow. I am using a Kerr, old Kerr canning book, and I'm following their procedure for canning potatoes. Now, there's some things with canning potatoes that I wanted to talk to you guys about here before I go ahead and I start. And the number one thing is potatoes have to be peeled when you can them. You can't can an unpeeled potato. There's too much of a chance of contamination. The second thing is your potato selection. You want to use what's called a waxy potato. And a good example of a waxy potato is a red potato like I got right here. You do not want to use a starchy potato like a russet or a Burbank or what's typically referred to as a baking potato. These are too starchy and they're going to give you a lot of problems. They're going to fall apart, where a waxy potato will stay together. You can grow potatoes like I do, and you can use them, or you can buy potatoes. Now, certain potatoes don't keep as well. Typically, smaller potatoes won't keep as well as a larger potato, or potatoes that are damaged, like this guy right here. This is a nice potato, but he's damaged, so this isn't going to keep. So this is a good candidate to can. The bad stuff can be cut out, it can be peeled, it can be cubed up, and then it can be used for canning. If you don't have or you don't grow your own potatoes and you have potato farms in your area, you can sometimes get what's called throw-out potatoes. And what that is they're not the number ones or number twos that get bagged up to ship to stores. They are either damaged, small, misshapen, and those typically you can get really, really cheap, and they are excellent candidates for canning. And it's not just red potatoes that are waxy. You can also get white waxy potatoes too, but you want to keep that starch down to a minimum. Now, when you're canning potatoes, is what's used. You use what's called hot pack, and what a hot pack is basically you peel, wash, cut up your potatoes, and you go ahead and you heat them up, kind of cook them slightly before you pack them into your hot jars, and then you go ahead and you pressure can them. Opposed to like a raw pack, there's certain things that you can raw pack, but potatoes really should be hot packed so they keep. And like I said, that's just all another, there's more to canning potatoes than there is other stuff, so that's why I wanted to bring that up to you. Another thing, potatoes, when you're prepping them and you're peeling them, they got to be submerged in water so they don't turn brown on you. So as I start peeling these potatoes, getting these ready, these are going to go ahead and be put in water. Now, a potato this size, this can just be peeled, and it can be canned just like this. You don't have to cut this up once it's peeled. The larger potatoes, they can be diced anywhere between 1.5 and 2 inches. So I got my jars here, got them all washed up. I'm going to get my potatoes peeled. I'm going to get them heated up, put in the jars so I can show you guys a little bit how I go about doing this. I don't want this to be a really long video. I want this to be more for reference if anybody wants to try this for themselves, or if I got any questions, I can direct people to this video. But I'm going to get started here. Stop along the way. I'm going to show you the potatoes when I got them heated up, when I got them in the jars, and when I get them in the pressure canner. They have to be pressure canned for 40 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure with a hot pack. So that's the pressure and time requirement for these potatoes today. But I'm going to get started, stop along the way, and I'm going to show you guys how I do this. Alright guys, you can see here the chop I got on the potatoes. See a little bit what the dice looks like. This was about 10 to 11 pounds of potatoes to start. Of course, you're going to have some waste when you peel these. That's all part of the game. Typically, between 2 and 3 pounds of diced potatoes go in a quart can, so you can use that for a little bit of an estimation, but it really depends on how tight that they're packed in there. You can also see the starch in the water. That's natural when you are soaking potatoes like this. You're going to want to drain this water off and rinse these real well, and then get these in the pot to cook. I'm going to actually cover these up with cool water after I got these rinsed, and then I'm going to bring them up to a boil. I actually switched pots. I got a little bit more here than I figured when I started, so I want to have enough room to work, so make sure that you don't crowd the pot. It'll just take longer for your stuff to heat up. But anyway, I'm going to get these rinsed. I'm going to get these in the pot. I'm going to get my pressure canner prepped, and we're going to get these going for our hot pack. Alright guys, we're getting up to boiling here. You can see the potatoes in here. Once this gets to a rolling boil, we're going to let these cook 2 minutes, and then we're going to pack these into the jars. I also have a tea kettle of hot water back there if I need to top any of these jars off while I'm filling. I'm also going to add a ½ teaspoon of canning salt into each one of these jars. Wipe the rims, get my lids on top, tighten it down, and then I'm going to get everything into my canner there. Got to work quick when you're doing a hot pack, and that's why I'm not actually going to video me hot packing these jars, because speed is of the essence, because you want to keep your temperatures up on all this stuff. That's the whole purpose of the hot pack. But when I got these jars all buttoned up and I got them in the canner, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like as well. Well, you guys can see there, I got them all packed up in the canner. Now we're going to get the lid on this, and we're going to start getting some temperature on this and get her up to 10 pounds of pressure. And here we have old Nebuchadnezzar up to 10 pounds, actually a little bit over 10 pounds. We're going to get the timer set now for 40 minutes, and we're going to keep this above 10 pounds of pressure for 40 minutes, and then we're going to shut the heat off and just let it come down slowly. And when it's all said and done, then I'm going to get the lid off this and show you guys what the finished canned potatoes look like. Here we are a couple hours later, and this is what the finished potatoes look like. Takes a good hour, hour and a half for the pressure to come down in the pressure canner, and for it to cool off enough where you can handle the jars. You can see here all my jars are sealed up. The jars are still a little bit on the warm side, but they can be handled enough so you can get them out of the canner and stuff. But you can see there the nice clear water that's in these potatoes. There's no cloudy or milky looking water in this, and this is exactly how you want your canned potatoes to look, because you don't have that excess starch in there. But these potatoes are good to go now to put up after they sit here for about 24 hours to make sure that they're sealed all up good, and don't disturb the seals in these by moving them around. I just leave them set on the counter here for a day or so, and they'll be good to go. These potatoes can be used for fried potatoes, anything that you would need a cooked potato for. Mix it in with your eggs in the morning. It's all good. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you guys. If you got any excess potatoes, or if you have damaged potatoes, or if you get a deal on some throwouts or unclassified potatoes, you can use them, can them up, and have them for the winter. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. Appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys get a little information, a little entertainment out of this video here. Just another tool for your toolbox, and you guys have a good day.